My name is Jon Dyer. I do engineering and business development for the Automatrix division. Mechanical engineering is a very broad spectrum of job responsibilities. There's a lot of different things that people think of when they think of mechanical engineering and how it relates to design. And now the way that automation equipment has really evolved, that design piece is more important than ever, and it's different than it really ever has been. We do everything from CAD modeling and drafting, robot programming and simulation on a computer. You work with controls engineers to develop control systems designs. So mechanical engineering and design is a very broad and oftentimes a gray line between where it really technically was and where it is now. CAD systems, when they first came out, they replaced a drafting board. Today they're used for a much larger, I guess, gauntlet of design tasks. We do 2D design, we make line drawings, which are really that replacement for the drafting board. We do 3D solid modeling, we run simulations. We can actually animate our equipment, and it looks like watching it, function, in like a virtual reality environment, so that when we come out here, we can diagnose some of the issues before they really become issues. What we're seeing now is the idea of automation and manufacturing and industrial automation. It spans so many different manufacturing fields. We're making car parts, we're making food products, we're making medical devices, and a lot of industries now that didn't exist 30 years ago, we've got manufacturing and automation for those. So automation's got a strong tailwind, and I think as a career choice, it's going to be a stable and high-paying career choice for a lot of people that enter the field. You can see the robots in the background. Holding a teach pendant of a robot and driving it around is a lot like holding a video game controller. In the past, it was much more manual manufacturing based, and now it really is a lot like playing video games. Even the CAD modeling, some of the way that it's set up, people can really directly transfer those skills from gaming and from playing PC-based games or online gaming directly into a design role. The day of a designer, the day of a mechanical engineer, a lot of it depends on the projects that are happening. So some days you're at your desk, you're on a computer, you're interacting with customers or vendors, gathering information on the products that are going to go into the design. A lot of times our designers spend time out on the manufacturing floor, so they'll actually be out looking at how the equipment went together, solving problems with builders, and then taking those changes and bringing them back into the office and updating those CAD models to reflect the as-built changes. People don't technically think of engineers as the best communicators in the world, and that's something that we try to drive home with every student is you have to communicate, and a lot of times it's engineers communicating with other engineers. I started in this field directly out of high school, and I knew a little bit. I worked on cars, I kind of messed around in CAD in high school, but there was never any insight into the jobs that were available at the time. So when I took a career, or I took a job, I walked in and kind of looked around and said, oh, wow, what is this and what does that do and how does that work? The thing that I like about LaunchU is these students that I'm now trying to hire, when they come in at 18, 19 years old, they understand how companies like this work. They understand what's happening in the facility. And that learning curve, that took me 4 years to get up to speed, they're going to be up to speed right away. So our ability to grow faster and to change and pivot is going to be so much stronger now, just because the students coming in aren't somebody that has to be taught how everything works. In a lot of ways, we're hoping that they can teach us some things about how the technology works that maybe we're behind in. Having the technical skills both in CAD, but also understanding that CAD model that you created and that block that has some holes in it, how do those holes get put in? What are those other stages of the project that are directly related to what you do, and how do those get done? So the experience of the students through LaunchU, and especially partnering with an industry sponsor like ArtiFlex, is we can show you the CAD side, and then we can take you out on the floor and show you that product being used on the machine. We can show you how the product was fabricated, and try to give you a well-rounded education in regards to that core of engineering.